Hi, I'm April Trupiano, your host of the StreetScape Show. What's happening on your streets? Brought to you by StreetScape Magazine and Xanadu Public Relations. We've got a show full of fun, food, and inspiration. We're here at Olivas Barn, and in a little bit, I'm going to take you inside. But first, I had the privilege of meeting one of the most intriguing women of St. Charles. She's an author, a pilot, a retired police officer, a philanthropist, and I can't wait for you to meet her. Here's my interview with Patrice Billings. You and I have talked before.
We have.
And honest to goodness, you blow me away. Oh. I read the article, and everything that you've done is just amazing.
Thank you for saying so. I appreciate that. I really had a grand career. I was fortunate and blessed to be able to do the things that I did.
Yeah. You have been, I know that you've won a lot of accolades, or you've earned a lot of accolades, such as being the first female police officer, helicopter pilot in the entire country.
That's right, I did. That was me in 1984. That's how long I've been doing it. So.
And how did that come about?
Well, it was very interesting. I was a police officer for about 3.5 years with St. Louis County Police Department, and there was an opportunity to become a helicopter pilot in our flight operations. I was one of 80 applicants from our department. I was the only female, and I was the only one with any aviation background. I had a fixed wing license, and they chose the most qualified candidate, and that was me. And 3 months later, I got my helicopter rating, and thus became the first female police officer in the country to become a helicopter pilot for a law enforcement agency. Wow. So I was very blessed. Had a lot of fun.
And my understanding is you weren't really encouraged to do it.
Well, it was the 80s, and I did have some encouragement from a couple of my supervisors, but I was actually told by a good friend of mine who had been a helicopter pilot with our police department that, Patrice, you shouldn't even put in for that because they're never going to take a woman in that unit. And I thought about that for just a couple of minutes, and then I thought, I believe in myself, and I believe I can do this job. And fortunately, I did apply for the position and was hired. And I remember the day they told me that I was going into the unit. I was so ecstatic.
So another thing I know about you, one of your other accomplishments of many, is that you graduated in the top of the class in the St. Louis Academy.
I did. I was the first female to graduate at the top of her class for the St. Louis Police Academy in the history of the academy. And interestingly, I think some of that came from the day I was hired. The personnel director came up to me and he said, Patrice, I don't really think you're going to make it. I think you're too naive. And I kind of reflected on those words a little bit, thinking, why is he telling me this? But it became a challenge, and I knew I believed in myself enough to know that I could do this job, and I wanted it with all my heart. So, I worked my tail off in the police academy, and I thus became the first female to graduate at the top of her class. And so whether those were words of encouragement or challenging words, I'll never know, but I took it as a challenge and, went to the top with it. What else are you going to do?
Well, some people would back off, but knowing you took it as a challenge and
absolutely, and
proved yourself right.
You know me, and I am not the type to back off. And exactly. and not only did I want to prove something to myself, but I was having such a good time with it, and I enjoyed it immensely. And learning the law and working with the other men and women in my class, it was just the ultimate experience for me.
Yeah. What keeps you busy now? What keeps you excited?
It's the proverbial, I don't know how I had time to work because I am so busy now, but I've really gotten to do some things that I never had the opportunity to do before with working shifts. I've become involved in women's organizations, our Zonta Club of St. Charles. I'm immediate past president. I just joined the board of Safe Connections, which is a domestic violence, sexual violence awareness organization. And I'm writing my first fiction novel. And my character, my protagonist, is a female helicopter pilot, crime solver, loosely based on myself. And I'm having a great time with that. So I did become involved in a network marketing company, which supplements my pension. And I'm just having a wonderful time and getting to make new acquaintances along the way. So I'm enjoying my retirement.
Well, thank you so much, Patrice. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure our viewers appreciate listening to everything that you've accomplished.
Thank you. I so much appreciate it. I love talking to you, April. Thanks again.
Hello everyone, I'm Kelly Lamb and I'm out on the streets and I have met some beautiful women today. October is about breast cancer awareness, and what better color than pink? Got pink. These two women here know all about it. And we're going to meet Judy and Ivana here today and let us tell a little bit about their journey and how Muse Salon has made them feel beautiful.
Yes.
Well, so along your journey, you're going through a lot, and you find out that you have cancer. And not only do you have it, your daughter has it, and your husband has it. You're a mother, you're a daughter, you look radiant to me, you're glowing right now. You know, I'm sure there's times where you've looked in the mirror and you thought, what next, or what's happening, and you lose your hair. Tell us a little bit about that journey through that and what you've went through as a woman, as a young lady.
Well, being so young and just my age, you have to, like, image is everything. And so losing your hair was something like unheard of. And to me, it was kind of an opportunity, because now I can show other girls how to just be themselves and not have to worry about what other people think.
I was devastated. She was more of a rock than I was. I just pretty much fell apart, and I didn't understand why it was her and not me. And I just wanted her to not have to go through it, because the chemotherapy has so many different side effects that, you know, might not even affect her until years later. And I didn't want that to happen to her. But she was so positive about everything, and just kept telling me that she was going to be okay. And I said, I know you're going to be okay, but you're going to go through hell to get there. And I just didn't quite think she understood it, you know. But she's been like, she paved the path for me, and now I'm going through it. And I can kind of look back at what she went through and think, well, she did that, I can do this. And I was just pretty much, I don't want to do this. When I first found out, my husband couldn't find me one night, and I was sitting up and he was like, aren't you coming to bed? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go to bed, because that means I'm going to have to do this. And if I don't ever go to sleep and I just stay here, it won't really happen. So I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And he goes, you have to. And I go, but I don't want to. And I didn't understand why we were going through this again a year later. And when you take off a lot of time from work, and there's a lot of co-pays and a lot of stuff that the insurance doesn't pay for, and I just feel really blessed that the community wants to help us.
It's great that everybody rallies around Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we obviously need to support those local causes. But we also have to look at people that are in need right now. And sometimes it takes a really long time to get that funding to them through the bigger sources. I've been a stylist for 21 years, and we all think we have bad hair days, or that we don't have the right color, or we're just struggling with our look. And when you look at these women who have lost their hair, not only that, but they're sitting there and they're in pain. I mean, we forget that it's such an excruciating thing to go through. So you just, not only do you not feel that you look good, you don't feel good.
Sure.
So it's such a pleasure to have them in my chair and to see them glowing and smiling and feeling like a woman again, just with a little bit of makeup and a little bit of what we can do just to make them feel good.
Right. I want you to make me feel good. I need a little pink, right?
Right.
And I love the name, Got Pink, you know? It's like telling everybody out there, come on, let's fight for this. Let's find a cure. Let's do something to make a difference.
Absolutely.
Well, so how do we find Muse? Where are we at right now?
Wow, we are on Highway K. We're at 4693 Highway K at the Labore Plaza, and we are going to be out on October 30th. It's a Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. So you can bring the kids by, you can dress up. We're going to have a lot of fall games and different things, a chili cook-off. And we're going to have some judges judging the chili, and just anything that we can do to raise money and have fun, we're going to do it.
Well, it's all about Got Pink, but guess what? Coming up next, it's all about chocolate. Look forward to April Trupiano with a little bit of chocolate, chocolate, chocolate.
Well, what could be better than being surrounded every single day by chocolate? We're here at the Chocolate Company with co-owner Stacy Vanbuskirk. Welcome, Stacy.
Thank you.
I am loving just the smell of this chocolate. My gosh, just being in here.
Exactly, I know. It just kind of overwhelms you and takes you by surprise with it.
Makes you happy.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
it really
you come to work
does.
happy, you stay happy.
Everyone that comes in here comes happy, so.
So tell us a little bit about how you guys got started in the business.
We started 7 years ago. My husband and I, we opened up our first store, actually 7 years in October. So, and we opened up, we have 3 stores now. We have one here in Cottleville, in St. Charles, and Florissant, and they're all in the Dearborgs plazas.
Well, I was looking, and you guys have a lot us really fun stuff.
Yeah, we
Show
do.
us some of the fun stuff you have.
Well, right here for teachers, we have the chocolate covered apple. Nice little teacher gift there. We have music, baby gifts. Baby gifts are huge with chocolate. So
that is a great gift for moms, right?
Definitely,
for new moms?
exactly.
And I saw that you actually have some St. Louis memorabilia too,
We
which
do.
I've never seen anywhere else.
Yeah, we have the Arch in chocolate, and then we also have the state of Missouri in chocolate as well.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
So now, how do you guys divvy up the work here? Because it's a lot of work running 3 different stores.
Well, I like being out in the store and being around the people and helping with customer service. And thankfully, Conor is really good at making the chocolate. So he gets to do all the experimenting and stuff like that with our chocolates that we bring in.
All right, yeah.
So, Chef Conor, tell us what you have in store for us. What are we making up here?
We're gonna do a salted caramel truffle and dark chocolate, and we have some pink paint on there for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we've pre-painted the molds, and we're gonna kind of take you through step to step, doing something from scratch.
And everything in here is edible, yes?
Oh yeah.
All right. And what's in the middle?
This is gonna be a ganache. This is the ganache. This is a salted caramel ganache.
Okay.
That's what's in the center of a truffle. So we're making it over here right now, and what I'm doing is I'm caramelizing the sugar, and then we'll be turning this into our center. So we've caramelized the sugar, and we're gonna take our cream, and we're gonna pour it into the caramel.
Oh, that smells so good. That smells so good.
And then we're gonna take this, put it right over our chocolate.
And melt it all together.
Yeah. And that caramel we create will melt the chocolate.
And then that's what we're going to put in the center, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So what we're doing here is we're making a ganache.
And tell us what ganache actually is, because some people confuse ganache, chocolate.
Yeah, it's the whipped chocolate center. So when you make a truffle, the center is a ganache. You've got caramels, you've got ganaches, you've got caramel ganaches. So what we're doing now is we're making a whipped chocolate center, which is called a ganache. And that's what we're gonna put in the middle of our truffle.
Excellent. Well, let me get out of the way and let you get to
Okay.
ganaching.
We'll put a little bit of butter in there for an emulsion.
Yum.
Yeah. You want
Now-
to stir that?
Sure, I'll stir it. Excellent. Nothing more fun than whipping up some chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate, right? Now, you guys do a big holiday business, right?
Yeah, Christmas and Valentine's Day are our biggest times of the year. That's when we usually see you guys.
All right, how's that? Did I do
looks
did I do
good.
it enough?
Yeah.
So what are we
now
gonna do next?
We're gonna take this, and we've already created our shell.
Right?
We're gonna pipe this center right in.
Look at that.
And that's how we get the center in a truffle.
Now, is this something you suggest people try at home?
No, that'd be bad for business. You come here and you see me.
No, but seriously, it looks like it's such a delicate process. It really is.
It is. It is. It's something you can do at home, but it can be pretty frustrating while you learn all the little things.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try. I'd much rather come see you and have it ready made.
Once we get that all piped, we end up looking like this. So what we'll do to get the bottom on it is we'll take our tempered dark chocolate.
Love dark
right.
chocolate. Darker the better.
And this is a 58% dark chocolate. So the center's salted caramel made with a white chocolate is kind of salty and sweet, and then the shell's going to be a nice bitter dark chocolate. Tap that to get the air bubbles out.
Holy cow, who knew?
Clean that off. Stick it in the fridge. Cool it. And
Voila.
yeah, we've got some that we got ready a little bit earlier over here. So now, once that's cool, let those fall out. Now we've got our salted caramel truffle.
How beautiful. And now I see the pink for breast cancer.
Yeah.
How many truffles do you guys knock out a month?
a few hundred of these kind. A few hundred, yeah. I eat a few hundred and then we sell a few hundred.
Thank you, Chef Conor. This was not only fun, entertaining, but delicious.
I'm glad you could enjoy it, be a part of it, and we enjoyed having you guys here.
Thank you. We're going to go right to Oma's barn, so stay tuned for what's happening on your streets. We're here at a barn like no other barn you've ever seen. We're with Lisa Hagemann, the owner of Oma's Barn, and this is a really great, quirky, eclectic sort of place. And I love the hat, by the way.
Looks good on you.
But your customers love to come in and just stay for hours, don't they?
Like to browse around, look at everything. I have it jam-packed in here, so it takes a while for them to see stuff. And I tell them, open drawers, you know, climb up. If you have a problem, say, come here, Lisa, get this down for me. You can't see a price tag. We'll help. Where that's all we do is follow, you know, say, hey, can I help you? If they don't want any help, we just let them alone and let them browse.
What do you think brings people here? Because honestly, it's a destination store, right? It's not
you just
something
don't
you find
come down 79 for no reason. So it's like a place to come and shop, and then they might go to lunch or whatever. But once you get here, we try and really accommodate people, talk to them, help them out, tell them, you know, if they've got a problem area in their house, you know, maybe next time bring a picture, we'll help you decorate. Or we'll set something out on our countertop and do their whole mantle. You know, we're really customer oriented. You know, we're not too pushy, but you know, you say, hey, do you like this? Do you like that? What color? You got to ask a lot of questions to figure out what people really want.
When you meet people, one of the first questions they always ask is, oh, what do you do? Where do you work? And how do people react when you say, I work in a barn?
And I go, a barn? You know, what do you mean a barn? You know, animals? You know, and I have to say, no, it's like home and garden. You know, we do interior, you know, home decor, and I have a, you know, it's like I do perennials, I do flowers, I do hanging baskets. I'm a designer for that type of thing. I mean, you can find unique things here. So I just kind of tell them that. I said, you need to come. Mostly that's what I just say, just come. You will be really surprised.
You are 3 sisters, 2 sisters and
a friend who was born 2 days after me in that same hospital. So yeah, and that works too, because it's not just one person. When you're designing, you can have somebody standing back, somebody's up close. If somebody say, I don't like that, you know, or 2 people say, oh, forget that, you know, and then they say, yeah, it's great, stop, you know. So it works. You can get burnt out, you can just get overwhelmed, and that's the best part about working here. And we have different personalities, and yet we're all the same kind of work ethic. So we work, and then we might have fun. We might have a cocktail after work. I am so happy that I quit my old job and do this. I'm happy when I walk down here. You know, I think my dad is looking down on us saying, good job, girls.
You also hold events in here sometimes.
All right, I do. The next one coming up is November 17th, and we'll be open late. We normally are not, but we'll be from 10 to 8, and we have local artist Karen Didion, and she makes the most fantastic Santas, and it's one of my busiest days. We have food and drink all day, and it's just super fun, and by that time, I try and have as much Christmas. I mean, you see the store now, you will not believe it, you know, in a couple weeks. I put up tons of Christmas trees, and it's enchanting. It's the only thing I can say is you got to experience Christmas at Oma's.
Thank you, Lisa. This place really is enchanting. I mean, it's the kind of place that I'd love to just hang out for hours with you.
You're always welcome.
Coming up next is Judy Peters for our Community Watch at Connections to Success.
Hey, hello. I'm Cary the Salon Guy, and welcome to our salon. Today we're going to be talking about one of the best new services that have hit the salon market in between 10 and 15 years. It's called the keratin straighteners that everybody's talking about right now. You probably had one yourself, or you know somebody who does. So today we want to kind of tell you what it's all about, show you what it looks like, and tell you what it does. Do you have that curly, you've got some frizzy hair you don't want, little unruly, and you need to control it? What we're going to do today is tell you how to do that. And this is a great new service that's done only in the salon, but it lasts up to between 3 and 5 months. So we've got this curly hair, frizzy hair that you're flat ironing too often, too much to, and you want to do something different to it, come see us at the salon. We're going to show you how. First thing we do is we take a nice hair to hair like this. It's got a little bit too much curl and a little bit too much fuzz. So this is what we're going to kind of work with, begin with. We blow it dry, we apply a nice solution of the keratin complex product to it. We actually let it sit in a bag for about 30 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes. And then if we come with me, we'll walk on down this way. Let's take a look at what Sammy's doing. And actually, this is our model, Alex. And Alex came in this morning with some curly hair, kind of fuzzy hair, a little out of control. We started really early this morning, about 3 hours ago. And you can see what it looks like now. This hair will look like this for the next 3 to 5 months. She gets up to blow dry her hair. She will blow dry it with her fingers, maybe a brush, and just let it go. It'll be perfect. What do you think? How does it feel?
Love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Nice, smooth, straight hair?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that's one of the greatest new services hit the salon in quite a while. So one of the things we want to work with is make sure if you do get this service that you have to use a shampoo and a conditioner that are both sodium and sulfate free. So it's really important. That's why we start doing them really heavy this time of year, because you cannot use them when you're going to be in the pool or at the beach. Salt water in the ocean or chlorine water in the pool, not our best thing to be working with. So that's what we have, our Cary O Brien's product right there, and that's what we'll be sending Alex home with today. So I want you to come in and try these services. You've got the curly or frizzy hair you want to deal with, come on in and we'll take care of it at Cary O Brien's. We're at CaryOBriens.com. Check us out on the web. We're actually in StreetScape magazine. You can see us there next month in the next issue coming out. And we're in the Deerbergs Boca Hills Plaza here in St. Charles. And the phone number is 636-947-1027. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
We're here in the Frenchtown area of St. Charles at the old McKinley School building, which is still being used to educate and empower people, in this case with a nonprofit organization called Connections to Success that's housed in this building. So you've transformed this building for your organization just like you transform individuals in your program. This is Kathy Lambert, who is a co-executive director of Connections to Success. So Kathy, tell us about your program.
Well, we actually started, Judy, in 1998, and we started with a program called Dress for Success Midwest, providing, as you see here, interview appropriate clothing to women that are transitioning back into the workforce. So we started on North 5th Street, a little tiny house, and today we're here, and you can tell that it's beautiful. And the whole idea is for the women, once they walk in, to have an experience of like, just to take their breath away.
And it is beautiful here. This is the boutique that has the clothing, the shoes, the accessories, jewelry, all the things that they would need, and so they can come in and have suits for interviewing.
Absolutely. All of our, the clothing is given to the women, and it's a way that it's not a handout, rather it's a hand up. And all the women are referred to us from over 200 nonprofit organizations throughout the St. Louis region. We serve over 1,500 women a year. So since we opened up our doors in 1998, we've served over 25,000 women.
So what are some of the new aspects of Connections to Success? I know one that you've introduced is the trailer, the Mystique Boutique, you call it?
Absolutely, the Mystique Boutique. Well, we took a look at Connections to Success as an organization. How can we, like the individuals that we serve, become economically independent, self-sufficient? And we thought we need to create opportunities where we can have social enterprises. And so one of them, we had a 53-foot trailer, as you see out in the parking lot, that was donated to us by Levi's. And we came up with this idea, actually a wonderful volunteer who came up with an idea of helping to say, you know what, let's do a mobile resale store and take it out into the community.
And then you also have another social enterprise that involves baking cookies.
It does. Sweet Success, which is absolutely amazing. And we've had this dream for years and years of, wouldn't it be great if we were located in a facility that had a commercial kitchen and we could make a product and not only have a product, but to have individuals that had a passion to learn more skills. And we had a volunteer that came to us and she said, I want to help, I want to volunteer. And we started talking and she said, you have a commercial kitchen? She said, I have cookie recipes. And so the next thing we know, we started a transitional jobs program, and it's called Sweet Success. And Susanna, who we call our cookie angel, comes every day and helps the individuals learn how to bake the cookies. We not only learning how to bake them, but also how to package, how to market, learn everything about this business. There's a couple of programs, and that we have one of them, which we started in 2003, and it's called Pathways to Success. It's working with men and women that are transitioning back to the community from incarceration.
I learned how to have confidence in myself and start believing in myself, which for 32 years I wasn't allowed to. At which time I learned that I could go out and no matter what I thought of myself, if I conducted myself proper, I would get a job. So within 90 days of completing the program, I got a job.
Now, Brad, I know you started with the organization a few years after it was founded by your wife, Kathy, came from the corporate world, and sort of founded another aspect of Connections to Success, Wheels for Success.
Right. One of the first things that we learned in the Dress for Success program was transportation. It's a critical issue for any adult, but particularly out here in St. Charles County where we started, because there's no public transportation. So that's where I came in and got the idea of creating a car ownership program for low-income families. And out of that was born Wheels for Success, which I started a year after Kathy got into Dress for Success. And we saw the two organizations really working parallel, because Dress for Success was about helping them land the job, and then Wheels for Success was about getting them to the job. You always know you're doing the right thing when you hear or when you experience events like taking a car to a single mom's house. Her 12-year-old daughter runs out to the street and slaps a bumper sticker on the back and says, "I'm the proud parent of an honor student at such and such middle school."
Didn't have any place to put that before.
That's right.
So Brad, tell us how we can find out more about Connections to Success.
Well, one of the best ways is to go to our website at connectionstosuccess.org, or you can call one of our regional offices. The one here in St. Charles is 636-940-8027.
Okay. Well, thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back to Olivas Oil and Vinegar. I'm Robert, here on historic Main Street in St. Charles. What we're going to do today is we're going to prepare something quick, easy, and delicious. It's a grape salad, and you're going to make this with just a few ingredients. And like I've told you before, the best foods in the world, they're the simplest to prepare with the fewest ingredients. It's not complicated, it's very easy. What we're going to do is we're going to combine equal parts, about 1 cup each, of whole seedless grapes, and then another cup of red seedless grapes that are just halved, and it just gives a little bit of texture. It gives a little more of a visual. We're going to add about 1/2 cup of chopped pecans, about 1/2 cup of curly parsley chopped up pretty fine, and we're going to add about 1/2 cup of some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to mix this up in this bowl right here, because I'm not just going to put in extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to season this olive oil with about 1/2 teaspoon of a sea salt. It's a chili verde sea salt that you can get here at Olivas. You can also use any other, like a regular sea salt with a little bit of cracked black pepper. I like this chili verde. It has just a little bit of a zing to it. I'm going to add an equal amount, about 1/2 teaspoon of some ground cinnamon. If you got some Vietnamese cinnamon, that is absolutely the best. Add about another 1/2 teaspoon of a ground chili powder. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of mix this up with a fork. All these seasonings go together. It's kind of a Middle Eastern thing. I had a roommate while I was in the Navy, and he was a chef-trained cook, and he went on to cook at the White House. And this is one of his recipes. I modified it a little bit for me. And what I'm going to do is I've got the oil, salt, cinnamon, and chili powder mixed in, and I'm just going to drizzle that over the grapes. Toss this up a little bit. Now I'm going to add about a little bit over 1/4 cup of crumbled blue cheese. And that's it. That's how easy it is.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Streetscape Show, brought to you by StreetScape Magazine and Xanadu Public Relations. We hope you had as much fun as we did. I'm your host, April Trupiano, and you can find me at apriltrupiano.com. Join us next time for more of what's happening on your street.